Yo, what's going on, bros? I want to talk to you a little bit about this fruitarian way of eating. Now, for many of you, you'll be looking at this and thinking, man, this is not optimal, right? This is not optimal. It's not an optimal thing to do. I mean, but like if depending on where you live in the world, if you live in Costa Rica, if you live in Thailand, if you live in some of these tropical places, Hawaii, where you have an abundance of fruit, I think you'll find that you can definitely include a hell of a lot more fruit than you can if you live in the UK. Like for me, living in the UK, of course, my fruit is going to be. I mean, it's not so much limited, but I don't have the variety that someone in Costa Rica has or someone in Thailand has. Therefore, I have to implement things like beef and eggs. Just a little bit, not overly. We're not doing this primal thing. We're not doing this carnivore thing, but I have to include a little bit of protein. I mean, not really protein. I mean, it is protein, yes, of course. I mean, but there is protein in fruits, but it's more so just for the micronutrient properties in that is actually in the meat. That's not in the fruit. But the fruit has a lot of vitamins and minerals. It has a lot of good healing properties that we actually do need. Um, but yeah, depending on your where you are in the world will be how much actually you can do. Like if you live in a very tropical place where it's sunny all the time and you have an abundance of fruits, you're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to sustain it for longer periods of time. But for me, like I like animal foods. I like some eggs, I like some beef, but not too much because I mean the evidence shows the science really shows that for longevity, like what's optimal for us is not so much too much meat. Like too much meat makes you fat, man. Makes you fat. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Unless you're very active, unless you have high metabolism as it is. Like I mean, if you're doing 50-50, like if you're doing fruits and vegetables and meat, then of course it can work. But if you're just doing meat, I feel like if you're not on gear and if you don't have access to the top quality meats that are available to if you find a source out there, then you're not really gonna be able to sustain it. You're not really gonna be able to sustain it. Like I see people, and they're doing this carnivore thing, but they're buying all processed meats. There's all the processed meats. Like if you're gonna do something, you need to get the top source because you need to be doing a bit of raw meat as well on a carnivore diet because you need that hydration. Like if you're just eating too much cooked meat, you're not really gonna get the hydration from it. If it's overly cooked. This is the thing, and to be honest with you, when I was doing carnivore as well, another thing that I ran into that I didn't mention in my previous video was constipation. Constipation was at an all-time high for me on the carnivore diet. You know, so yeah, that's another thing to consider as well. You know, but yeah, I see some of these fruitarians, man. They look very young. Very young, and that's because of the hydration. And if they're doing a little bit of a little bit of animal products, animal foods, whatever you want to call them, then that is optimal. That's for sure optimal. Like some eggs, a bit of beef. Eggs and beef is top. They're top tier. Chicken, not so much, man. And fish, depending on the sauce, it depends. Like I say, man, the sauce is everything when it comes to your food. People don't really think about this, man, but the sauce is everything. It's everything, man. It's really everything, you know. So yeah, damn man, he's drinking a Monster Energy there. I didn't know he drank Monster Energy, but yeah, he's got papaya there. He's got banana, and he's saying oatmeal is BS. But oatmeal is so you have to understand here, you know, oatmeal is better than a lot of the cereal in the shop, right? If you go to the cereal aisle in a shop and you look at if you look at the contents of the cereal aisle, and you look at, you know, like oats is one of the best like cereals, the one of the most healthiest, right? Of course, it's not the healthiest thing you can eat for breakfast, right? The most healthiest thing you can eat is to hydrate yourself. You know, it is fruits, to be honest with you, because your body, when you're sleeping, you know, you're not getting any hydration. So yeah, that's one of the best things you can eat for breakfast. So yeah, but in terms of oats, you know, I wouldn't say to stop eating oats just because, you know, these people are talking, you know, like, oh man, you know, oats is so bad. It's just, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Oats and toast is pretty similar, and people still eat, you know, people still eat bread. They still eat toast, you know. So yeah, but some people just cannot tolerate these foods. So obviously you're going to stay away from them. Of course, I'm not going to recommend that you eat them. But yeah, like I say, that is, you know, the fruitarian diet, basically, depending on where you live, is how much you're going to be able to sustain that diet long term. Like I say, in the UK, we do have access to a lot of raw foods, a lot of fruit, you know, a lot of vegetables. But if you're, like I say, man, if you're someone like Costa Rica, of course, man, it's going to be, you know, 100 times better. You know, Thailand, of course, 100 times better. You know, any tropical place, 100 times better. You know, but that's not to say you can't do it. But like I said, man, and I will keep saying it, I would recommend. I mean, I'm not saying you have to, but I would recommend some eggs, a little bit of eggs. You know, a little bit of beef, man. I mean, eggs and beef, man. Phenomenal taste as well. Phenomenal taste. Can we not? You know, can we not understand that? You know, I think people understand that very clearly, that the taste of eggs and beef, man, is delicious, man. It's delicious, 100%. But yeah. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one.